What's up, everyone? Welcome to Heroes Avenue. My name is Darren, and today we're going to be talking about Gundams because Gundams are going to become a live-action movie. So I'm totally excited about this. When I first heard about this earlier this week, the 12-year-old inside me just went crazy. Like, I grew up in the early 2000s. Like, I was in junior high when Gundams first came out, and all I ever did was obviously play Tekken and Street Fighter. But at the other side, I also played with Gundams. I was building Gundam models. Me and my friends, we would go to a hobby shop that was like down the street from me, buy some models, and then come home. I just bought one. I bought a model, and then I got a pen and like I think like a Sharpie, and kind of like detailed out my Gundam. It was fun. It was something that I really enjoyed. And to now, building Gundam models has become an art form. Gundams, it definitely has its crazy community. It's still super big in Japan. I mean, I came back from Japan about like 2 years ago now, and I got to see a live action Gundam model. Like, it was like 4 stories high, like super big, like a live version of it. And I was completely blown away. I spent most of my day just staring at the Gundam like, oh my God. And I was just taking a bunch of pictures of it because it looked so beautiful. And Japan, they still love it, man. Even here, even in the US, like we have some Gundam warehouses. Like, people, like, there are some like Gundam, special store. They're like specialty stores for Gundams where they only sell Gundams. And you could go to those Gundam shops and just like buy Gundam and then sit at one of their tables and just like, it's kind of like a model table where you could just like sit there for like about 2 hours or so and just build your Gundam, and then like get your pen or detail or whatever marker and just kind of like sit there and just like detail it out. And this like Gundam shop has all the equipment for you to build your Gundam model. So Gundams is crazy. Like, this is the perfect time for Gundams to come out because we live in a time where like Hollywood is pumping out really great movies. Like, I mean, we just got Godzilla vs. Kong, and it was widely successful in a pandemic, right? So let me go ahead and just read you the Variety article that kind of explains everything about this project and like who's involved. And let me just kind of preface this: I love everyone who's involved. Like, no, like, for reals, this movie is in great hands. So let me go ahead and just read you the article from Variety. So the title article is Gundam live action movie set at Netflix with director Jordan Vogt Roberts. I'm pretty sure I don't know how to pronounce his middle name, but this is how the article is written. From giant apes to giant robots, filmmaker Jordan Vogt Roberts, director of Kong Skull Island, is set to direct and produce a live action adaptation of widely popular anime series Gundam for Legendary and Netflix, the streamer announced on Monday. Famed comic book writer Brian K. Vaughan, who is the comic book writer of Y the Last Man and Saga, hello, Saga, that insanely famous great book, Saga, that's the writer. He wrote Saga, and he's on this Gundam project. Crazy. All right, he continues. Brian K. Vaughan is writing the screenplay and will executive produce. Legendary's Kale Boiter is overseeing the project along with Sunrise, the Japanese animation studio behind the Gundam franchise. So we got Legendary Studios, who just produced Godzilla vs. Kong and all the other Godzilla and Kong movies. And we have the studio that created Gundam collaborating with each other. And then you got the King Kong director that was like successful to direct this movie. And then you got a comic book writer who is also really talented and is, has written really successful comic book movies or comic book books, and who has worked on various TV shows that are wildly successful. Brian K. Vaughan. Like, it cannot be, like, it doesn't get better than that. Like, that's the formula that I want every like DC Marvel movie to have. Like, you have like Yeah, it's definitely in good hands. The fact that Japan is involved, which they should be involved, means that they're gonna take care of this story. Like they're gonna be so sensitive with it, and it's gonna be so authentic. It's gonna be so original, and I am freaking excited about this, guys. And I can't wait to see that live statue that I saw in Japan be on the big screen, or I guess small screen, since it's going straight to Netflix. Um, and then the article continues and it mentions that Legendary will distribute the film theatrically in China. So China is going to watch this movie in theaters. So I'm glad that the Gundams are going to go to in the theaters somewhere somehow. It doesn't mention that Japan will see this in theaters as well, which I feel like Japan deserves to watch this in theaters, not and more so than China, because it came from Japan. So I don't know if it's because Japan doesn't want people going to the theaters because of the pandemic still, or maybe that's kind of how their plans are at the moment. Maybe when this movie does come out, say like 2023 or 2024, like I'm assuming we're hopefully we're out of the pandemic by that time, and they will release this movie in theaters as well as in Netflix. So I would assume things will change at that point. Again, this movie has perfect timing. Like in the day and age that we live in, like where technology is like better than it's ever been before, and the fact that we just got a Pacific Rim movie as well, where it's basically like Gundams fighting each other or fighting, kaijus. It shows that there is a market for this movie, right? And that kids are willing to buy toys that are giant robots. I mean, we've always known that kids love giant robots. Like that's been a thing. But the fact that Pacific Rim was widely successful, kind of I would assume, gives studios confidence that, hey, maybe we should make a live action movie of this, animated Gundam movie. So I think this is a perfect move for the studios, and Legendary is I think is a really great studio to kind of jump on this. For those that were around during the early 2000s and was a Gundam a fan, there was a Gundam movie that came out in the early 2000s called G Savior. Not to be confused with G Gundam, right? G Savior. That's kind of, it was like America's Gundam version for a live action movie. The graphics, what I remember, weren't that impressive, especially during that time. Like I remember watching it as a kid, and I was like, this is kind of close to Gundam, but I don't know. I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling the VFX. It was, I guess it was okay for the time, but man, to see that, I'm sure it's going to be 100 times better or 1,000 times better when it comes out in the next couple years. I'm so excited about this, guys. Like for reals. I grew up, watching Toonami, like all day long after coming home from school and watching Gundam. Like I was a big fan of Gundam Wing, G Gundam, and all those other Gundam series. I don't really think they're going to choose a particular series to kind of base their live action movie from. Like I had a friend that I spoke to last night, saying like, oh, I hope they do a Gundam Wing movie. Like I don't, even though that is like wishful thinking, I don't think they're going to I don't think they're going to make a live adaptation of a particular Gundam series. I think they're going to make an original movie, because there's I don't even know how many Gundam series there are at this point. There has to be 20 plus Gundam series out right now. This Gundam has been around since the late 70s. So I would hope that they make an original movie, but also take inspiration from the animated series. I would think they would go that route, and then make an original script. Man, I just want to see giant saber swords. I want to see robots kind of shoot each other. I want to see robots in space. I want to see these Gundams fight each other and just kind of wreak havoc and just be giant samurai robots. I want to see all of that. I want to see the whole shebang. Give me robots fighting. I want to see it done justice. Like I said before, we're definitely in good hands. Japan and the United States, we're collaborating together to get this done. So I'm all for this. I'm 100% gonna put all my money in for this movie. And if this fails, shit. I don't know what to say after that, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a very, very fun ride that we're going to get. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. How do you guys feel about this? Are you guys excited about a live action Gundam movie? Let me know in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you guys again. Bye.